From the Opupco studios in Oklahoma City, this is a signing day update. I'm Jenni Carlson. On the phone, we've got Jake Trotter, our OU football writer. And Jake, signing day doesn't have a lot of excitement, but the Sooners have sort of made a habit here lately of getting some guys that maybe they're not supposed to get. They did that again today.
Yeah, they did. They plucked a cornerback out of Coppell, Texas, and Bennett Okocha, who had been committed to Notre Dame since December, and before that was committed to Wisconsin, and basically replaced the loss they had with Brandon Carter, switching his commitment from OU to TCU here about a month ago. So they got their need at corner. They felt like they needed another corner, and they got the guy that they wanted.
A little bit of a surprise, Cooper Washington, a defensive end who'd been committed to the Sooners quite a while, signs with Texas Tech instead. How much of a surprise was that today?
Well, it was a huge surprise. That is signing in Muleshoe. There were Sooner signs all over the place. Banners that the kids had hung up, so not even they knew that he was going to sign with Texas Tech. But you can understand why. You know, OU has several defensive ends that you would think would be ahead of him on the depth chart. And then also, too, you know, it's closer to home for him. I mean, he lives in West Texas, and Lubbock's not a far drive for him. So, but it's a nice get for Texas Tech. You know, Washington is a guy that is very athletic. A lot of people compared him to Austin English. Probably need to grow a little bit before he'd be ready to make an impact. But, you know, a couple of years down the line, we may be seeing Cooper Washington in the starting lineup for Texas Tech.
A guy, sort of the last piece to the OU recruiting puzzle today is a guy that may be making plays at Baylor or at OU. He's trying to decide. Talk a little bit about this last bit of drama on the line for the Sooners.
Yeah, Nyla Casatati is how I believe you pronounce his name. He's a tight end offensive lineman out of Euless Trinity, actually the same high school that Brandon Carter went to. This guy has been committed to Baylor for a long time, but at the last week, Oklahoma got involved and tried to sway his commitment. Now, where this gets interesting is that the word out of Euless is that his parents want him to sign with Oklahoma, but he wants to sign with Baylor. And so there's a little bit of a family drama going on about where he's going to end up at school. The reports out of Euless is that he went to his signing day ceremony today, and while the other kids inked their letters of intent, he did not. He just left. And so there's a little bit of uncertainty about what he's going to do. I think if I had to bet now, he ends up at Baylor, but OU still remains in the mix, and Utah is a third school that's hoping to land him as a dark horse. Well,
we'll be following that, obviously. But, Jake, regardless of what happens with that final signee potentially for OU, how is this class shaking out? What are sort of the national pundits saying about where Oklahoma's recruiting class ranks on the national level?
Well, I think it's a borderline top 10 class, depending on who you ask. The numbers aren't there. They just didn't have that many scholarships to offer compared to previous years. They only have 16, 17 at the most. So it's not a big class, but you look at their average star rating, and it's very high. I think it's like 3.8 something. They have plenty of star power in Trey McGuire and Brandon Williams, the running back, who's already enrolled early. They did really well at defensive tackle, which was a need for this class. So I think it's been a very solid class, and I think you'll see at least 3 or 4 guys make an immediate impact next season, which with all the guys coming back that OU does, that's pretty remarkable.
Hey, thanks, Jake. We appreciate your time. Hey, everybody, stay with Jake. He's on our chat on our website, newsok.com/sports. Check him out. He's got all the OU information, and we'll continue to have more on News OK throughout the day.